Hello! It is the final SESSLER'S something of 2012, making it probably, I think, the fifth SESSLER'S something of 2012. It's been an interesting year, and I'm pretty much ready to put it behind me and start dealing with 2013. So this is my wild predictions for 2013, and just so you know, this is coming from instinct and sensibility, and not through privy knowledge. I am throwing it out there just as much as many of my other colleagues do as well. The big thing I do believe is going to be happening in 2013 is we're going to have 2 new consoles. At the very least, we're going to have 1 new console. And if it's only one, then that other console maker has made a horrible, terrible mistake. I think it's going to be a healthy thing because it's going to reinvigorate the industry. It's going to make the industry feel a little bit more alive, and maybe it will help us dispense with the most annoying arguments that have been going on, especially in 2012, that mobile, Facebook, and free-to-play games are somehow destroying the industry, or they're going to take over and we're never going to have console games. If I have to read one more piece about how console gaming is dead, or it's obsolete, or it's a dinosaur, it's like everyone who's making these comments seems to have a vested interest in being one of the 2 ways. Stop it. Anyway, new consoles, a lot of sense of excitement and adventure. Here's the thing that I find is going to be interesting is in years past, there's usually an announcement a year and a half out from the launch of the console, which is not obviously going to happen if I'm correct. I think we may not even hear about these consoles in a formal and informative way until E3. We're going to have a very narrow window between the announcement and the launch of the console. It will be very interesting on the press side because you're really going to have to be at the behest of the company to find out the information of what games are going to be available, what the technology is under the hood of the consoles. In years past, with a year and a half to go, there tended to be tons of wild speculations and leaks. I think there will be some leaks, but it should be far more managed and owned by Microsoft and Sony as it all sort of ramps up. I have no idea which one's going to be good. I have no idea what games are going to be launching on these consoles. All I know is it's about time. A lot of the malaise I think we've been feeling with games the past couple of years has to do with the fact that we haven't had a reinvigorating spike in technology and online services and all of that stuff. Having said that, I do think that the newest console on the block, the Wii U, is going to soften up in terms of its sales. That the big, kind of rush of interest that came with the holiday season and the core group of Nintendo fans is going to dissipate and probably won't see much of a resurgence until Nintendo announces and shows something, be it for a new Mario game more in the likes of Mario Galaxy than new Super Mario Bros. Wii U, or please, a Zelda game. I think those 2 things are going to reignite a lot of interest in Nintendo, but in terms of it coming off the shelves and it maintaining the momentum it's had, I think that would be very surprising, to say the least. Another prediction, all the games that are coming out in the first quarter, this almost terrifying list of releases, will once again come across as a bad idea. You're probably, games that are really, really good aren't going to sell that well. That maybe this will be the final lesson that this kind of data dump in the final quarter to hit the fiscal year ends of a bunch of publishers doesn't really serve the individual games well, which could have performed far more strongly with a more concerted marketing campaign and something a little bit more strategic in terms of when it's being released out there. I think this is going to be doubly true of EA, which has sort of a game coming every other week, and if memory serves me right, if it's not called Mass Effect, it doesn't do all that well for them. THQ will probably be picked clean by a bunch of other publishers. I have my list of who I think should pick up what. I think Bethesda should pick up Metro because I think it's one of the most brilliant licenses out there. But that just won't be fun to watch whatsoever. I think that's probably, mainly where it's going to be. But I think it's going to be a happier, a healthier game industry, except for probably the months of June to maybe September or even October. Get ready, guys. You think there was a drought this year? Remember the droughts that happened in between announcements of consoles and when those consoles come out. So start making your list of those old games you've always meant to get back to, because if there's one thing I do know, it's going to be a tough summer. My final note is I also predict that by 2013, my beard will not be this bushy. If I'm wrong on that, well then Mom will be angry. All right, thank you. Happy New Year. Be safe. See you next year. I'm not the only person authorized to come up with harebrained ideas of what the future is going to look like. You have that right as well. So please, in the comments, let us know what you think is going to be happening in the video game industry in 2013. And let's not forget 2012. We have a ton of Game of the Year content up on the site. That's youtube.com/rev3games, or you can subscribe to us on iTunes, and you can always go to revision3.com.